Please and cultivate good motivation. Motivation can be just wish to born. First symbol you say, I wish to, I wish I always able to overcome difficulties and problems within this life, as well as also I wish I will be free from suffering or free from struggling existence. Not only that, I wish to be Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. This means you're going to be a representative for all sentient beings, achieving ultimate happiness. You are going to be representative of all sentient beings, free from suffering. With a great motivation, we take refuge to the Tibetan, which is Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Also, according to Mahayana Buddhist tradition, particularly according to Tibetan Buddhist tradition, also we take refuge to the Guru. When we take refuge to the Guru must include into Buddha. Therefore, there's no any contradictions. Before we take refuge, we need to realize why we need to take a refuge, right? Why we are taking refuge. Then the analogy, if you want to sit chair, also you can use chair. Yeah. Yes. So when you take refuge, when you're asking, like a refuge, we need to know why we need to take refuge. Therefore, we always need to remember all the Buddhas are excellent doctors, right? Then all the teachings taught by Buddha or taught by other holy beings, other high practitioner, all the teachings considered as excellent medicine. It can reduce suffering through reducing the cause of suffering. Then the Sangha, the high practitioner being as an excellent nurse or helper in order to free from sudden sickness or disease. We need to we need to take refuge to the doctor, medicine, and the nurse. Therefore, the page number 2, we take refuge. So page number 4, we take refuge. Us taking refuge means since today, I will rely on the excellent, like a teacher, excellent practice, excellent the helper or supporter in my practice. I go for refuge and attain to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and attain to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and attain to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. by my accumulations or practice or giving and so forth, may I become Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Also, we are very close to ending of the 2024. We are very close to beginning of, you can name New Year or 2025. Also, we can have a strong prayers wishing to have a, happy New Year. The year will be very happy. The year will be good for you, good for your friends and family. Also, the year 2025 will be good for all sentient beings, not only human beings. Second, we generate bodhicitta, page number 5. With a wish to free all beings, I shall always go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha until I reach the holy enlightenment. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, reject the manner of awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. I go for refuge to the Tibetan. I confess the negativity individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all beings. I hold the virtues Buddhahood in my heart. And thank you so much for attending the class. Today, our Dharma friend, they're attending the fasting practice in Amida Buddha Center. Also, was just about practice at the home center, which is very good. So all of you also in the future, since today we don't just only study, we must study at the same time, we must practice what we learn. It's good to do nyone, fasting practice. Also, it's very good to do Vajrasattva practice. Otherwise, many of our Dharma friends, they've been studying Dharma for many years, but in a way, it's kind of very unfortunate. We cannot see the person the money is transforming, or the person is becoming more happy person. We cannot say some of them becoming more content with their life. The more you study Dharma, the more you to be happy. The more you study Dharma, the more you know how to control our negative thoughts, particularly anger and hatred. And also, so before we open the books, first we need to summarize what we learned last Saturday. So we have actually there's a kind of very systematic way how to practice the Dharma, how to practice the Mahayana path or Mahayana Dharma. First, as a Buddhist, right? First, we need to realize why we have our sufferings, why we have problems, why all sentient beings having so many problems and sufferings. The sufferings and problem is coming from where? Is arise from where? We need to know the cause of the suffering, the result of the cause which is suffering. And for example, when you realize I'm sick, I'm not well-being. So we can realize I'm sick, I'm not so well for a few weeks or few years. The second important one, we need to realize why I am sick. So why I've been so, unwell for a few months? Then directly you have to know the cause of illness or the cause of, unwell being. Then immediately you will see doctor. You say, oh, I have a headache for many months or many years. It's probably because of I have been eating. I eat, always oily food. I always eat unhealthy food. Maybe these are the cause to have my headache. But you are not 100% sure you have a headache because of the unhealthy food. Maybe there are some other cause to have the headache. Therefore, you immediately see doctor, right? When you see doctor, also doctor can be three types of doctor. Some of the doctor is very good, very excellent, very educated, not be educated. The doctor has a good heart, right? When you meet a doctor who are very educated, have a lot of experience with a good heart, the doctor can cure your sickness. This one of doctor experience, having a lot of knowledge about with a good heart. Then there's another type of doctor, have a knowledge, have a experience, but no good heart. If you meet this kind of doctor, the doctor don't want to cure your sickness from the root. They will give you certain medicine, let you be relax, be little comfortable, but they won't give you the right medicine to cure the sickness from the root, because the doctor doesn't have a good heart, doesn't have a compassion. Third, we have a doctor, knowledge-wise so-so, experience so-so, never ever have a good heart, no compassionate, heart. The doctor, even though cannot, reduce your sickness, that when we see doctor. Likewise, also, when we learn Dharma, particularly not only learning, you are learning the Dharma for benefit for you, to benefit for others, then we need to find, the teacher or guru who has a good knowledge, excellent knowledge, good experience with a good heart. Am I right? Therefore, so as a beginner, I consider you are, like beginner for like a Buddhism. So first, we need to meet a right teacher. I'm not saying I'm, one of the right teacher. I'm not, but I will let you know that. Then, after you meet a teacher, almost 25% you can understand what is the cause of my suffering, right? What is the cause of my problems? Because in our life, sudden problems we have is created by others. There are so many problems we have is created by our own mind. 25% we can understand, oh, those are the cause, which is I have all these problems. But we don't understand, there's other, serious cause to have all the problems, which is we consider as ignorance. Ignorance then generate attachment. Then based on attachment, the anger, hatred, the ego, jealousy, all the negative thoughts arise. Those we don't understand. Also, we don't have a knowledge. We don't understand how we can really reduce ego, pride, anger, hatred, jealousy, like particularly we don't understand how we can control our anger. And particular the root cause is ignorance. Also, we don't understand how we can eliminate the ignorance. Therefore, first as a Buddhist, even though you're not Buddhist, you're free thinker, also you need to know, I have this problem, the problem come from where? Because of the ignorance. Then, attachment, misconception about the phenomena. Then, due to the misconception, then anger arises, jealousy arises, ego arises, attachment arises. But that's first we need to know cause of the suffering and the cause of suffering. Second, if you think, oh, somehow I want to practice Dharma, not only Dharma, I want to practice the Mahayana path, Mahayana teaching, then based on realizing the cause of suffering, the cause, then you need to consider, and not only consider my happiness, but I want to benefit more all sentient beings. Therefore, we need to generate, not just have a wishing to all sentient for all sentient being happy. Actually, you really need to grow the bodhicitta within you. You need to feel I have bodhicitta, but we can imagine, right? We can imagine, I wish all sentient be happy. We can think. Also, we can think, we are able to think, I wish all sentient being free from suffering. But when you analyze yourself, we don't have the bodhicitta. So actually, we need bodhicitta within our mind. We need to grow bodhicitta. Right? Remember, bodhicitta can be grown when you have the great compassion. Remember, right? Great compassion. Then, how I can really cultivate, generate, grow bodhicitta within myself, in my heart, in my mind, then the next, before practice bodhicitta, we need to practice loving kindness. That's the step. Without practicing like a love or loving kindness, we cannot practice great compassion. You can wish all sentient being free from suffering, but we cannot. So before we cultivate, before we generate the loving kindness within our mind, we need to practice what? We need to practice which one? Equanimity, right? Equanimity. So why it is so important, practicing equanimity before loving kindness? Without having the equanimity in your mind, the love, the compassion can be very biased. Right? You can have a love and compassion towards your friend, your family, but based on our experience, we not able to cultivate love and compassion towards our enemy. If we're not able to cultivate love and compassion towards our enemy or a stranger, then we cannot have bodhicitta. So you remember the step. First, equanimity, have a same sense of feeling towards all human beings, all sentient beings. Your mind have a same kind of feeling towards your dear and near one and indifferent person and your enemy. Right? Just imagine right now one of your best, friend or your dearest, brother appear to you, you feel happy. You feel happy. You say, hello, how are you? I'm so happy to see you. You feel happy, right? You're happy. Imagines, just neutral person, stranger person appear to inform you, you don't have a sense of happiness. Don't have, you just, you ignore or you just don't have any sense of happiness, right? Then imagine your enemy appear to you, right? You order, very nice breakfast. You order breakfast come on your table. Then suddenly your great enemy appear to you. What do you feel? Instantly your anger arises. You're not really, you wasn't generate it. Anger arises. You feel very angry, right? So you can say within, like few minutes, someday your mind have a strong attachment towards someone, and someday for a short time you have a kind of very kind of indifferent kind of feeling towards neutral person, and instantly you have a very strong, anger towards your enemy. Therefore, our mind, so before forget about whole life, just for the 10 minutes, our mind is going ups, down, like this, right? When you check the heart rate, beep, 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 like this. Right? So if our mind is going like this, okay, calm, upset, too happy, go down, up, down, up, down. The mind is going like this, is effect for your physical body. Is effect for your life, right? For example, I said many times, let's say you are very angry towards someone before you, sleep, before before sleeping. You're very angry. Then somehow it is time for your sleeping, and you put your head on the pillow. You cannot sleep. Can or cannot? Most time we cannot. Because we constantly generated the anger and the hatred towards the enemy. Likewise, before you sleep, you generate attachment, craving for food and drink or people, environment, you are belonging. You generate a strong craving and attachment, or you try to sleep. Can you sleep well? Cannot. Cannot, right? Can you? Cannot. Then next morning when you wake up, then you realize, oh, I feel so tired. Feel so tired. That means you can see the anger attachment really affect your sleeping, and it affect your life, or then affect your health. Right? Mostly when the people has a kind of the BP is always high. I mean the person has a lot of kind of anger or a lot of attachment. So therefore we need to practice equanimity. Have a same view towards all human being, whether you are best friend, whether you are dear friend, or you are, indifferent person, you are enemy. You must have an equal, kind of view towards all sentient beings. It is easy. Is it easy to have equal feeling? No, right? No, at all. But somehow, if you really serious about, achieving ultimate stable happiness, if you are really serious about, achieving Buddhahood, wish to be Bodhisattva, first is difficult. You have to practice equanimity. Then how we practice? Remember step one, you just focus on the indifferent person. When you look at the indifferent person, neither you have attachment nor hatred. But nothing. It's just equal kind of neutral feeling. No attachment, neither anger. Then you with your indifferent person, then you need to look at your dear and near one, your dearest person. Instantly, you have a sense of attachment. Right? If somebody, touch or push, your dear one, you get angry. But somebody just touch you, somebody says little bit negativity, towards your friend, you get angry. Or somebody make a small kind of amount of praise, give a still, little respect to your friend. What do you feel? Feel angry or happy? You feel happy. Therefore, then you must generate some equal feeling, neither attachment nor anger towards your dearest person. Then slowly your family is a friend. Then you have a equal kind of feeling towards stranger person or neutral person with your friends and family. Next, then you visualize, you focus on your enemy. You have let's say four or five enemies around you. Then you need to visualize who are the most serious enemy with you. But when you remember, when you visualize, suddenly anger arises. Right? Anger arises. Also, some bad thing happen to your enemy, you feel happy. You feel you really appreciate. You say, wow, it's good. My enemy got accident. Oh, it's very good. I'm so happy. My enemy lost business. Right? You feel happy. When you hear, oh, your enemy have a very successful life, he or she have a great business, well increased so much, then you feel upset because of the anger. Then, so you must generate your same equal feeling towards your neutral person, then your closer one, then your enemy. Right? Then next, after a few weeks, when you go around, when you see, indifferent person, whether you have attachment or anger. When you see your, family or best friend, whether you have attachment or anger. When you see your enemy, whether you have anger and attachment. First, you have practice what? Equanimity, right? Equanimity. Let me remember the analogy. So before we, grow the crops, so before we planted a tree, first we need to make the ground is, kind of um, plan, no rock, no bad grass, equanimity. Second, then we need to practice loving kindness. Right? Loving kindness. How we can practice? Then again, first you cultivate loving kindness towards your friend or your, one of your favorite person. But when we see your favorite person, you no need to cultivate love, compassion, is arises automatically. Because we are very familiar with this thing for many years. Then when you see your friends, not only seeing you see your best friend having problems, suffering, what do? First, you really wish, my best friend free, be happy, wish to be happy, right? You wish, like your dear mother, your dear sister, your dear friend, your dear wife and husband, you always wish, the person always be happy, right? Happy. Then, same feeling you need to cultivate towards the indifferent person. When you see someone, you don't know anything about the person. When you see, you must cultivate, I wish the person always be happy, meet happiness. But we cannot. So far we don't have. Then third one, you need to cultivate same kind of loving kindness towards your enemy. Then you have a great love. Then very easy to have a great compassion. When you have a great compassion, then for you very easy to cultivate bodhicitta. Right? bodhicitta. So when you actually we possess bodhicitta within your mind, what does mean possessing bodhicitta? I mean bodhicitta is not an object that you can get from your gurus. Bodhicitta is not object you can buy from market. Bodhicitta is not an object which is you can borrow from your friends. Your mind, okay, same way when you say cultivate love, mean your mind have to transform as a compassion, as a love. Also, your mind have to transform into bodhicitta. Right? For example, you have a piece of iron, right? Like a piece of iron or rock. It's just piece of iron. When you hit it in the fire, like 10, 20 minutes, what happened? The iron become like fire, piece of fire. Yes, you cannot see separate. This is iron, this is fire. The fire transforms, so the iron transforms into fire. Likewise, through practicing great compassion, your mind have to transform into bodhicitta. Then, since you have a bodhicitta, all your actions, action of recitation, action of prayers, action of chanting, action of good deeds, even the action of feeding small piece of food to the dog and birds, but you can accumulate great amounts of merit. Not only that, since you have a great compassion, you won't have a anger, hatred, attachment, ego. Never ever. Also, particularly, you won't have a jealousy because you're able to accept all human beings around you, particularly all sentient beings in general. You're able to accept, from your heart, those are my dear friend, my dear sister, my dear brother. When something good happened for them, you feel very happy. Something bad happened to them, you feel upset, not just upset, you really wish the person free from the difficulties and problems. Therefore, it's so important to practice bodhicitta. Forget about next life, right? Forget about Buddhahood. Just practice bodhicitta for one day, only 1 day, only 1 hour in your room. You practice bodhicitta for 1 hour in your room. You walk out from your house. When you see people around you, you will be happy because you feel I'm meeting my friend. Right? Also, when you practice bodhicitta in your room, you never feel you are alone. You never feel loneliness. These days, many people feel loneliness, right? Loneliness. They feel I'm very alone. I'm just alone. When you look at your left side, oh, those are my enemy. The right side, the enemy. In front, I don't know them. Therefore, you feel loneliness. When you really, truly accept all human beings as my dear friend, then you have a 7 billion of friends. When you're able to accept all sentient beings as your friend, then you have millions of billions of friends around you, right? You, despite the person is rich, poor, young, old, healthy, unhealthy, you feel happy you are meeting a friend. Therefore, most important, we need to practice bodhicitta, right? Then bodhicitta can be practiced if you are able to practice great compassion. Great compassion can be practiced if you are able to practice loving kindness, great love and compassion, great love. The great love can be practiced if you are able to practice equanimity. Equanimity can be practiced when you're able to see my friend, the strange person is equal. My friends, my enemy is equal. Me and other are equal. Which sense? I want happiness. All human beings also want happiness. From that point of view, we are same. Right? I don't want suffering. Other human beings, all sentient beings, don't want suffering. From that point of view, we are equal. Right? So we are getting older. All human beings also day by day getting older. From that point of view, we are same. One day, we need to leave this world, whether we want or we don't want. So we going to leave this world. From that point of view, we are same, we are equal, right? And also on the planets, all human beings need to eat food and drink. From that point of view, me and all sentient beings, all human beings are equal, right? And also from Buddhist point of view, it's very important because in Buddhist point of view, based on the Buddha teaching, we believe previous life. Am I right? Also, not previous one life. We believe there's a countless of previous life. Right now, I'm teaching you Dharma. I cannot remember all of you used to be my mother, but actually, in the past, somehow each of you used to be my mother, used to be my dear brother, used to be my best friend. But due to the timing, we cannot remember, right? From that point of view, we are equal. Also, like Judaism, Christianity, also Islam, based on their teaching, they believe in what? Believe in God, believe in Creator. Those people, they really, sincerely, they believe all sentient beings, all human beings are created by the God, the God. Then we are, all human beings, all sentient beings are relatives. Right? The God, the creator, like a father. We are like children of, the God. Then why we hate each other? Why we jealous? Why we jealous to others? Like your brother having, successful life, you appreciate. Then why we cannot appreciate when your enemy, having successful life? Therefore, practice great compassion, then practice equanimity, then practice loving kindness, then great compassion, then bodhicitta. When bodhicitta able to grow within your mind, right, then we really can say that Buddhahood is not that far to reach, not that far, right? Because we are stuck, not having the great compassion. We stuck because we don't have a bodhicitta. Therefore, Buddhahood, liberation, fully enlightened being is so far, right? Practice. So therefore, what I thought today, so if I think, have you got the soft copy of A Guide to Bodhisattva Way of Life? Okay.
Yes. Same, yes,
Yeah,
already.
you can scan and you can copy from there. But I think next,
Not the Buddhist way of life.
not there.
Buddhist way of life is not here. There's a middle meditation state and the.
No, they all just upload it. You check. They say they already uploaded. Yeah.
Yes, uploaded,
And
not the scan code.
okay. So you just who doesn't have the hard or soft copy, you just listen. I will read few pages from the A Guide to the Buddhist Sattva. It has how many chapters? 10 chapters. 10 chapters, right? Chapter number 1. What is the chapter number 1 about? Benefit of awakening mind. We use the bodhicitta, very easy to understand. Benefits. Benefits of bodhicitta. Bodhicitta. Exactly the same, right? Before we buy a product, we need to know the benefit of the productions, all right? Before you buy like a food, you need to know the taste of food. You need to know the benefit of food. Therefore, when we go to the food court, right, we really look at each of the food, or the rice, or chicken, or the fish, or the curry. When you say, well, I want to eat this because you know the taste of the food, right? So therefore, we need to know, we need to realize the benefit of the awakening mind, bodhicitta, chapter number 1. The chapter number 2 is the disclosure of the wrongdoing. Wrongdoing. So there's a the reason the chapter 1, 2, 3. First, we need to know the benefit of bodhicitta. Second, when you realize, oh, the bodhicitta has a lot of benefits, I want to practice. Then, before you practice really bodhicitta, you need to purify it, or you need to disclose of all the wrongdoings, right? Wrongdoings. So generally speaking, actually we no need to explain how bad the wrongdoing, physically, verbally, mentally, right? You can see some of your friends always do, like wrong things. Then first, you cannot see the person will face a lot of difficulties, right? Past 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 1 month, then slowly you can see the person is having a lot of problems because of the wrongdoing. Then number 3, what is the number? Chapter 3 of the beginning mind. Let me, the bodhicitta has a lot of benefits. Can be benefit for myself, not only myself, can be benefit for my families, can be benefit for my friends, can be benefit all sentient beings. Right? Then suddenly you have a strong inspiration. I want to practice bodhicitta. Then full acceptance of awakening. Then you are going to accept practicing bodhicitta. Then what is chapter 4? Yeah, conscientiousness. So let's say you're able to cultivate bodhicitta, you're able to realize the dharma, then you always have to be very, conscious around what you are doing. What you are doing. What are you going to do? What you have done. You always be kind of, conscious about. Then chapter 5, alertness. Chapter 5 is very important. Alertness. Alertness is very important. In generally, before we eat food, before we take a drink, I remember when you buy a product like for the drinking, like a drink, we check first. We check what expiry date. Expiry date. Why are you checking expiry date? If you drink the expired drink, you're gonna get sick. Not you are checking the expiry date. Also, you're checking what substance inside, sugar, energies, equals vitamin B and C. Right? Always have to be alert. Particularly when you always need to be alert what you are thinking. What you are thinking. Before we do, we have a thoughts, right? We have a thoughts. The thoughts push the action. Then number 6. So chapter 6, patience. So that means in order to practice bodhicitta, or in order to practice the good deeds, you always be patience. Then enthusiasm, then meditation, wisdom. When you have, practice all the contents according to this chapter, then finally you can be Buddha. Right? Therefore, today we study about benefits of bodhicitta. Right? What does mean bodhicitta? The mind always wishing to be Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. The mind has a two kind of point. One, you wish all sentient beings free from suffering. I wish I benefit all sentient beings. One thought there. Second, in order to benefit not only one person, 2%, 3%, only few people, I want to benefit all sentient beings. Right? Therefore, I want to achieve Buddhahood. Therefore, bodhicitta. So it's written by Shantideva, one of the very high and famous Buddhist practitioner in India, ancient time. Respectfully, I prostrate myself to the Sugata who are endowed with the Dharmakaya, as well as to their noble children, and to all who are worthy of the veneration. Right. Now you can see the line number 3, noble child, means Bodhisattva. If you become Bodhisattva, then you can be Buddha, Sugata. When you become Buddha, you can achieve the Dharma Kaya. Dharma, you can see the sequence. Here I shall explain how to engage in the vow of Buddha's children. The Buddha's children always refer to the Bodhisattva, the meaning of which I have condensed according with the scriptures. So the story about the Shantideva, right? He was full ordained monks in Nalanda University. So Nalanda University was one of the Asian Buddhist, you can say Nalanda University, Takshashila, Vikramshila. These three are the oldest university in this world. These three Buddhist university was the learning center for all parts of Asia, like China, Singapore, Malaysia. There wasn't name of Singapore, but all over Asian people come to Nalanda University, Takshashila, Vikramshila, also from Europe. Therefore, those are the oldest university. This day is totally the ruin. This place you cannot see any things. So he was a monk in the Nalanda University. So through studying Dharma for many years, so the Shantideva fully understood the bodhicitta is the main course, main practice I need to practice all my life. Bodhicitta. Therefore, he doesn't want to be busy with study with other books. He doesn't want to be busy with his Dharma friend. He always want to practice bodhicitta. Always. Therefore, he just stay in his room. He eat breakfast and lunch, show no dinner, and just he go for like toilet. He has only, we can see 3 actions. What are they? Eating breakfast and lunch, and sleeping and toilet. Therefore, the monks have a nickname for him. Let's say having only 3 action monk. They can see the Shantideva only 3 things: eat, sleeping, or toilet. Come back, sleeping, or toilet. Actually, while he wasn't really sleeping, he just lay down on the bed. Practice bodhicitta almost for 24 hours. We practice bodhicitta, then he have experience. Then he written down the experience. He written down on the piece of leaf, wasn't paper. And practice bodhicitta, when he have a experience, based on the Buddha teaching, he written down the experience on the leaf, Bodhi leaf, right? The Bodhi tree has a big leaf. Everything he written down on the leaf, and he put everywhere. Practice, and written down. Then one day there's a turn. The monks must give a teaching, monthly give a teaching. Then one day it was his turn giving teaching. Then the monk, actually all the monks in Nalanda, they are not happy with him because he wasn't a good student. They thought he's not good practitioner. They really wish he must leave the monastery. Always all monk think, wish he must leave the monastery. Not doing study, neither practicing. They really wish him to leave. Then when his turn to teaching, everybody were happy. He cannot give a teaching, he will run away. He will leave the monastery. Right? Then that day, he taught this teaching. Without having any papers, he just sit on the throne, he just gives this teaching. Therefore, you can see the chapter number, sentence number 4. There's nothing here that has not been explained before. He said, I'm going to give a teaching that teaches nothing new that had been explained before. And I have no skill in the art of rhetoric. That means I'm not good composer. Therefore, lacking any intention to benefit others, I write this in order to increment into my mind. Acquaint into my mind. Then he said, today I give a teaching. There's nothing new I can give you teaching. I can explain. There's nothing new. Also, I'm not good kind of composer. Also, he said, I'm not going to give teaching which benefit for you. I written down all my experience only to acquaint it to my mind. Right? Then he give the teaching from all the way end of the teaching. Then he left the monastery. Then all the monks was very surprised. Then they were looking him, searching him. Finally, they met him somewhere. Then they request him come back to the monastery, give teaching again. He said, no, whatever I taught, you go in my room, everything I written down on the leaf. Then they call it on the leaf, they make a books. For due to a contents with what is wholesome. Therefore, of my faith may for the short while increase because of these words. If, however, these words are seen by others, equal in fortune to myself, it may be meaningful for them. That means he was saying, whatever I written down on the leaf is mainly for increase my faith, increase my practice. I don't think it can be benefit other, but it can be seen equal to me who are kind of lazy, and they can be meaningful for them. Number 4, leisure and environment are very hard to find. And since they accomplish what is meaningful for humanity, if I do not take advantage of them now, how will such a perfect opportunity come about again? That means what he's saying, we really take the opportunity to practice the Dharma in the proper way to benefit all humanity. We won't have such as a perfect opportunity come about again. The first line, right? Leisure and environment are very hard to find. Right? He was saying we are human beings. We have a very important life. It is very hard to find, very difficult to find. It's very rare, very little. right? So how we know, the leisure and the environment, the life is so hard to find. Generally speaking, is the human life is very little. Human beings, the number of human beings is very little. These days, how many? What's the population number? Human population? 7 billion, more or less 7 billion, only 7 billion. We thought, wow, the human number is so high. Actually not. For example, you leave, a piece of candy in your kitchen for a few hours, hundreds of thousands of ants come around. Compare human being, number of human being with the insect. Compare number of human being with the fish, other creatures. They are a lot more than the human beings, right? Then why human being life is so, important? Why so important? Be honest. You think about the fish and cow and dog and other creatures. They don't have the kind of mind. They don't have a knowledge how to overcome the cause of suffering. They know how to skip certain suffering. They know how to achieve certain happiness, but they don't know actually how really free from the cause of suffering. We human beings have a great kind of knowledge. We have a great mind to learn how to achieve ultimate happiness. We have a great kind of mind to know how to eliminate the root of suffering. Therefore, the human life is so important. Also, if we miss the opportunity, let's say this lifetime, somehow we're not able to practice bodhicitta. And this lifetime, we are not able to practice the the law of causality. We're not able to achieve renunciations. That means it look like we miss the opportunity forever. Forever. As from the Buddhist point of view. Next life, we believe in next life, based on logics and reasoning, there must be next life. I'm not saying there's next life because Buddha said so. I'm not saying there's a next life because all the story can be truth, can be not truth, not sure. Just use certain logics and reasoning, it look like there will be a next life. Use some logics and reasoning, there must be previous life. But if there's next life, do you think we can be born as a human being? Yes, let's say, yes, I can be born as a human being. I can have another human life. Born a human life is generally is important when you look at whole world. When you go like certain countries, is they are human. Their life is more not like human, right? When they are sick, no doctor, no hospital, no medicine. Forget about doctor and medicine. Even though they don't have a like a good one-time good meals, they don't have just clean water for drink. They don't understand which is good and which is bad. If you born this kind of human, will you be happy? No. This is therefore there's the next life. The next life can be good, can be bad. It depends on what? Depend on karma. Karma means action. Just you just reflect on one day your action. One day my action. I just reflect for me and reflect on my one day action. How many wholesome action we have for one day? How many unwholesome action we have one day? Forget about one day for just 10 minutes. 10 minutes. we have a lot of unwholesome mental action, verbal action, physical action. Physical action can be lesser, right? For example, when you see your enemy, you cannot punch, right? You cannot really verbally fight. Mentally, you are really fighting. Mentally, you are saying a lot of negativity towards your enemy. Within 10 minutes, we have a lot of unwholesome action. Then unwholesome action produce what? Unwholesome result. Right? Therefore, if we miss, this kind of opportunity, if we're not able to take advantage, we will miss the opportunity forever. So what we should do, not miss the opportunity, practice great compassion, practice bodhicitta, then practice the six perfections. Second, just follow and complete also other traditions like Islam, Judaism, Christianity. What they believe? They believe if you do good deeds, you go to where? Heaven, right? Heavens. If you did like a bad action, where you go? Hell. Right? So therefore, just usually very interesting. How many years we can be live? How many years? The longest one, this day, 100 plus. Right? 100 plus. 100 plus. Within the, let's say, most of us going to live maybe 80 plus. Right? 80 plus. Within the 80 years, we are not able to take the advantage, good advantage. We have been doing all the unwholesome actions. Therefore, according to the other traditions, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, we go where? We go to hell. If you do good deeds, we go heavens. So where you want to go? Where do you want to go? Huh? Hell? No, that nobody want to go hell because nobody wants suffering. I want to go to heaven. If you really want to go to heaven, what you have to do? Always wholesome action. Same thing. If you want to have a good, like a happy and opportunity, good life, you do good, wholesome action. Right? Therefore, here look at how will such a perfect opportunity come about again? Cannot. Therefore, take the this leisure and enrollment opportunity, practice the dharma which is meaningful, which is benefit for humanity. Don't miss the such as perfect opportunity. The number 5. Now is okay. Just as a flash of lighting on the dark, cloudy night. Please read this sentence. Cloudy nights for an instant brightly illuminate all. Likewise, in the world, with the wholesome thoughts rarely and briefly appear. Look at just imagine is the night is very dark, fully clouds, very cloudy night, and there's no electricity, right? Can you see anything? Cannot. You can see very few, very little thing. It's because totally dark. There's no moonlight. We cannot see things very clearly. Right? We can see roughly little bit here there. But for an instant broadly eliminate all. Right? Within the darkness mind, a wholesome mind eras shortly, just one instant. Like us, our mind is totally darkness of ignorance, cloudy of attachment, cloudy of ignorance, jealous. We have so many, like directly said bad thoughts, very unwholesome thoughts, jealousy each other, fighting each other, angry each other, where you have a strong ego, have a strong pride, our mind is totally trapped. Our mind is totally, clouded by all these negative thoughts. But somehow, due to blessed by Buddha, due to our previous karma, the instant bright light or illuminates or short time. A wholesome thoughts rarely and briefly appears. Right? Exactly. We no need to, use logics and reasoning. We no need to ask Buddha and the God. We no need to ask. Just think about ourselves. How many wholesome thoughts arise? How long? Right? When you enter in the temple, first, for example, when you enter in the temple, first you have a wholesome thought. Pray. Then you are looking, what's the picture? What is the Buddha? Wow, this is so expensive. These are cheap. Wow. No more wholesome thoughts. The fare is just short. When you open the door, you say, right? Then you are looking, oh, how about this one? Oh. Then again, right? Therefore, wholesome thoughts arise short time. Then all the negative thoughts again arise like clouds. But of the Buddha, wholesome thoughts rarely and briefly appears. Now the cloud dark is ignorance. A cloudy is like all the other negative thoughts. Then instant brightly illuminates all. Now I thought this morning, for example, that so how we can consider ourselves, how we can realize my mind is totally dark, it's full of darkness. Actually, it's really, we think I'm very intelligent, I know everything. You believe I have a lot of knowledge, I know so many things. Actually, we don't know anything. For example, in our daily life, right, we eat food. We choose very carefully, but due to the many years collections, we have a diabetes, sugar, cancer, all the problem we have, mostly because of food. We thought I know which food I should eat, which drink I should take. Also, we don't know. Even our daily food and drink. Also, we really don't know how to be healthy. You think we have a lot of knowledge. We really don't know how to be we can be healthy. Therefore, we have doing so many nonsense things. What is good for our health actually is the opposite. All right. Then, particularly, we think the reality, how things are there, how we can, well, how we have a belief on things. You came TBC last Saturday. When you look around, it's everything same, right? The Buddha statue, the light, the table, and me. Maybe I'm little bit something different. I shed my beards. You can see different. Look as same. Have you seen this a different? Cannot. Even though you just look around your belongings in your house, yesterday and today, morning and evening, when you saw things in the morning, look at again in the afternoon, evening, for you things, everything is same as before, right? We believe. In reality, things can be same, cannot be. Things are changing constantly, instantly changing. Everything is changing. Your body, your friends, your belonging, things is changing so quickly. We don't understand. Therefore, our mind is dark. Total dark. Then let's say attachment for food. Food, right? we have a strong, kind of indulge of the food and drink. We thought, wow, the food is so good, the food is so nice, the food is so interesting, so very, very tasty, right? Tasty, we believe. Actually, when you analyze the food, actually, there's nothing you can say, wow, this is tasty. But when you say, many of you like, let's say, pizza, McDonald's, when you analyze piece by piece, you separate the bread, then you separate the vegetable, or you separate the meat. There's nothing. You can have a strong craving. Wow, this is so nice, this is so interesting. Also, look at, we are totally ignorant about the food and drink. Then the timing also, I said in the past, I hope you remember. For example, when we meet someone, say, you met someone after 1 year, right? You met someone 1 year ago, then you met the person today, then what do you say? Oh, I'm so happy to see you. I met you when 1 year ago, last year. Can you see the last person today? Can we see? Cannot. The person who are meeting now is here. He wasn't in the last year. So also we have a totally confusion about the timing, totally confusion about the big things. The person who are exists last year, the person not here. The person who are meeting is the continuum of the person who you met in the last year. Continuum. Also, we have confusions. As a monk, okay, I'm not criticizing anybody. As a monk, it's very funny to share with you, but I always thought it's good to share. When I'm going around, sometimes I sit behind TBC on the chair reading books, or I just do meditation. Someone passing next to me, I can feel the perfumes. It's so good. Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. But the person who apply the perfumes, they have walking with a very, I have a very nice smell, nice fragrance. Actually, the fragrance is not from the person, right? It's from the perfume. But the person thought I have such a good fragrance. And the person, male, I'm not saying male and female, but the person walking with a very nice makeup. The person thought, I'm so beautiful, I'm so attractive. Actually, all the beautiness on the face or body is not belongs to them, right? Is what is this? Good makeup. But the person mistake, I'm beautiful. But the person has a misunderstanding. The beauty on your face, the beauty on your body is not yours. Also be confused. Also, the people wearing, nice clothes. So they thought, I'm so beautiful. Also, the beautiness of the clothes is not yours. You are not the beauty of the clothes. Also, look at, we ourselves have a lot of confusion. The people who are looking at them also confused. Wow, the person is so attractive. The person is so beautiful. Then what? You have a craving. You have an attachment. Look at, we don't know anything. Timing, object. We have a lot of misunderstanding. Right? Therefore, it's a dark. Look at cloud nights, or the instant brightly illuminate all. How we can understand, the truth and reality when you look around. First important, our mind should not be, influenced by the worldly concept. When you look at the object, without influenced by the worldly, uh, concept, then you can see things more clearly. When you look at the object to know the truth, so we have to use certain reasonings and logics then we can see the things more clearly. Therefore, this sentence is very important. Particularly in this moment when we are talking about bodhicitta. Also, we wish to generate bodhicitta. We are trying to cultivate bodhicitta. Is so rare. So rare. Therefore, the for instant broadly eliminates all. Hence, virtues is perpetually feebles. The great extent of the immorality being extremely intense, and except of the full awakening mind, by what other virtues will it be overcome? Exactly, hence the virtues is perpetually feeble. It's very weak, right? Virtues action. Virtues, what we have been trying to do the virtues action is very habitual and is very feeble. Exactly. I said in the past, or remember, when we do the negative actions, the negative action will be very strong, will be very complete, right? Very complete. How do we know? Let's say exactly, you are going to do prayers, you're going to do chanting. First, beginning of your prayers or chanting or practice, we don't have a good intention, right? We don't have a pure intention. You think, oh, I have to do prayers. You say, I have to do because my commitments. Oh, I have to do because I'm Buddhist. Because I have to do, I Christian. You are doing the good action as your, what do you call it, as your not duty, just as your daily duty. That you don't have intention, good intention, beginning. Then somehow you thought, oh, I must have a good intention, good motivation, pure motivation. You cultivate the pure motivation. The pure motivation able to remain for short time has gone. Beginning, not having pure intention. Then when we do the actual recitation, chanting practice, now remember, right? Exactly like recite, then you're talking, chit chat here. Suddenly you remember, oh, my phone, chanting, you sit in the temple, see in the church, your mind is not in the temple. Your mind is where? Going around, interfering with others. Look at that actual practice, very broken, very incomplete. After you finish your prayer or chant, you feel, wow, so happy, finish the prayer. Right? For example, some of our friends today going to go have a fasting practice. Maybe tomorrow they feel so hungry. No breakfast, no lunch, no dinner, no, so hungry. Early morning come, feel so happy. I can eat breakfast, I can eat dinner. They never have a sense of rejoice, sense of appreciation. Wow, good time is over. Everybody run for eating breakfast, lunch. No dedications. Therefore, the virtuous action is a perpetual and a feeble. The great state of immorality being extremely intense, except the full awakening mind, by what other virtues will it be overcome? Now we can see the wholesome action is very weak, very little, very incomplete. And also Geshe is a very complete, very strong. The number is a lot more than the virtuous action, right? Now we need to eliminate, we need to purify the negative action. How we purify? How we purify? Everybody think was a slow practice. Money retreat, nyungne, right? Yes, those are very partial practice, like doing like a fasting practice, doing money retreat, practicing patience, practicing like a ethical discipline. Those are very partial practice, partial, right? For eliminating the negative. For example, when you feel thirsty, what you have to do? Take water. The water, reduce your thirsty. The hungry is still there. You have to eat food. Then you are thirsty, hungry is gone. But the weather is so hot, but food and drink doesn't have. You need other things. That means most of the practice we do in our daily life, those are very partial, part of very piece of piece. Then practicing bodhicitta is here, right? And except for full awakening mind, by what other virtue will it be overcome? So bodhicitta is the best practice for overcoming from all the negative actions. That means you are practicing bodhicitta can reduce all kinds of negative thoughts, can be reduce all the negative actions. And they say except that, except for a fully awakening mind, what other virtues will it be overcome? All the Buddhas, so I will read this one, then we can stop. All the Buddhas who have contemplated, please read the full sentence. All Buddhas, many aeons, beneficial, bliss. Therefore, because Shandi Deva, he's condensed, he's collecting all the teaching in the simple sentence. He said here, all Buddhas who have contemplated for many aeons, then many Buddhas were looking around here, thinking many times, which is the most benefit, which is the most, supreme practice. Then all Buddha have seen that, contemplate for many eons, have sensed it to be, it means bodhicitta, it to be beneficial. For by it the limitless mass of beings, we quickly attain the supreme state of bliss. Therefore, so since today until next Saturday, there will be class next Saturday, right? Because New Year, Christmas, so many things are happening now. So for the next week, okay, until next Saturday, as you remember all the steps until bodhicitta. Then for 1 week, you study about beneficial of bodhicitta based on this text. You read in the first sentence and think about. It's really good, Make sure I'm not saying I'm very, good practitioner. I'm not, I'm very naughty monk. I just wake up in the morning, drink coffee, walk many kilometers, come back, and then eat breakfast, drink coffee, then I read little books, little few pages. It's really good. Okay. For example, this morning, yesterday morning also, I read this first chapter. When you read this chapter, you really can able to feel whoever going around, those are look really your friend. For you, you never have a kind of say, these are my friend, those are my enemy. You won't have, oh, those are important for my life, those are not. How I realize, how I feel. Because we say, oh, those are very important for my life. I must take it, I must support, I must, give things to them because those are very important, we believe. But those can be become your enemy. We should not think those are very important. Oh, those are my enemy. I really don't like those people. I don't like these people, those family, I don't like those people from this country. We really look down. we generate a lot of hatred. But one day, those enemies can benefit you more than your friends. Right? Therefore, we have to be really, realistic. We should not just follow what the thought said. We should not follow what the people said. We should not follow what we believe. Right? So you read the books, think about first, stanza, read and reflect, read and reflect, read and reflect. When you come back next on Saturday, you must have a, very firm belief. Wow, bodhicitta is such a, wonderful path. I must practice no matter how I will be busy, no matter how many problems will come in my life, no matter how many good things come in my life, I'm never ever going to give up practicing bodhicitta. Then since you really, moving towards Buddhahood, until now, we just jump and come down. We jump little bit, come down, no progress. Right? So I said, beginning of the last year, 2024 year of the bodhicitta, bodhisattva, bodhicitta. I hope all of you have been practicing bodhicitta, have been practicing great compassion. If you practice great compassion, bodhicitta is good for you. It cannot any benefit for the Buddha. It's good for you. Practice the Dharma which you learn. It's good for you, good for your families, good for your health, good for your peace of mind. Right? You can see, therefore, when I did this, first chapter, wow, it's a big difference because in the past, when I was in the monastery, we studied this book as a academic book, just study, understand. I never thought to have experience. All of you also try to have experience. Okay, thank you so much for the class. At the end, you can do dedications. So we gather here with a good intention for learning Dharma. Learning Dharma is mainly for practicing bodhicitta. Therefore, we definitely we have a great amounts of merit. All the merit we have accumulated this morning through study Dharma. We dedicate for world peace. Peace, with each of the countries. So we cannot really predict, what 2025 will be look like. If we look at, this time situations all over the world, 2025, we have to be positive, but more difficult. But we have to prepare. No matter how many situations will come, good and bad, I'm ready to face any kinds of problem. I'm ready to control my negative thoughts. Therefore, do dedication for world peace. Jide yangge yagan danje do mine chune zazre zazre. Matru muge guba kunje ne tsire ne me di ye denba. Second, we dedicate all the merit we have accumulated today, this morning. We did accumulate in the past. We will accumulate in the futures. Also, all the merit accumulated by others, also Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, all merit together. We dedicate ourselves to able to practice the Dharma, to able to practice the Mahayana path, to able to practice bodhicitta. Yewa gundo yanda lama nande me chuge pala lungje, sanam lamje yunde rajo, Doje Change Goman Yudo Sho. Third, we dedicate all the merit to benefit all sentient beings, all human beings, because our happiness, our successful life, our food and drink, everything depends on others. Without others happy, we ourselves cannot be happy. Therefore, we dedicate to benefit all merit, to benefit all sentient beings, particularly all human beings, then your families and friends. Jamba Bhave Chida Kempa Nam Kundo Sambo Deyan Deje Deda Kunje Jiso Dalo Jenge Wandi Da Tamje Rodo Yuson Shebe Yawa Tamje Yemoa Kanla Chodo Naba Dage Geve Zawan Dikun Yan Sambo Chuje Rodo Mowa Varye. Now we are very close to ending of 2024, very close to beginning of 2025, and we always be positive that 2025, that the new year can be good years, but there's no guarantee we can see ending of 2025. There's no guarantee we can see beginning of 2026 because of impermanent. Within these years, when you remember, when you try to remember, of course, many of your friends pass away. Also, due to the war between different countries, hundreds of thousands people pass away. Due to the natural disasters, hundreds of thousands people lost their life. There's no guarantee. If you practice great compassion with each other, control your negative thoughts, there's guarantee you can live happy life, no matter how many years you will live. Few months, few days, 1 year is a guarantee. You can have a happy life. Your happiness not depend on food and drink. Or happiness not depend on your belongings and friends and families. Or happiness not depends on the environment and weather. It depends on how much you control your negative thoughts. If you wish to have a happy years, control your negative thoughts. Particularly control your anger, hatred, particularly jealousy. Then I wish all of you have a happy New Year's. Also, I wish all the supporter or donor who support Tibetan Buddhist Center have a happy New Year's. Entirely have a happy life with their families and friends. Okay? Thank you so much. Have a happy New Year's. Happy life, healthy life. Thank you. Okay, have a happy